Right, so we all know SpongeBob, right? The thing that we may or may not use to clean our dishes. May or may not, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, we all know SpongeBob. But if you don't, you probably live in North Korea. Okay? So, today we are watching SpongeBob, but somehow it's creepy. Creepy SpongeBob. Yeah, SpongeBob and creepy in the same sentence. I can't believe it. So we are checking that out right now.
SpongeBob is the GOAT. Actually, let me rephrase that. Early SpongeBob is the GOAT. Whether it be the Fry Cook Games episode, or Pizza Delivery, or Chocolate with Nuts, and of course, let's not forget the incredible Band Geeks episode, it's very safe to say that those early season episodes of SpongeBob are iconic. It's also safe to say that there are some early episodes that are, how should I say it, creepy as hell. At least when we were kids, they were creepy as hell. Tom Kenny created some of the most chilling episodes in cartoon history. And we're going to go over a few of those chilling episodes right now.
Okay. I'm not scared. Of course not. SpongeBob.
The 5th episode of season 3 begins with a police chase involving SpongeBob on his driving test with Mrs. Puff.
That's how y'all drive. And that's a fact. That's how y'all drive.
Once it's over, Mrs. Puff is sent to jail for the incident. Doing time may not be the scariest episode we cover, but it sure has its creepy moments, especially if you're a child watching it. Once in jail, Mrs. Puff realizes that she doesn't have to deal with SpongeBob anymore.
Famous, no more SpongeBob, no more SpongeBob,
making her enjoy her stay on the inside. On the outside,
SpongeBob
enlists the help of Patrick to help break Mrs. Puff out of jail. What follows is a depiction of Mrs. Puff where she begins to lose her mind, with the guards believing she's having virtually a mental breakdown. There's some eerie visuals throughout the episode, like when SpongeBob is in the chili, SpongeBob and Patrick impersonating the police officers, and the real police officers getting their faces ripped off. But the creepiest part of this episode comes when Mrs. Puff gets thrown into solitary confinement. Once inside,
First of all, why does the solitary... I can't speak. Why does the solitary confinement look like a sponge? It's quite suspicious there. If I do say it. I'm not saying something, but I think it's a wee bit suspicious.
Mrs. Puff thinks she's safe, only for SpongeBob to appear all throughout the room on the walls, with a sinister laugh and squeal.
I literally called it. Literally called it. Like this. I'm a genius.
Doing time explores the kind of psychological breakdown of Mrs. Puff in ways that are more than capable of chilling the spine. In the end, there really isn't an explanation for what happened. Maybe it was all a dream, maybe it wasn't. Procrastination.
It's definitely a dream, like, you don't even have to say anything.
SpongeBob finds himself with a major case of writer's block. This leads to, like the title suggests, procrastination. From feeding Gary to cleaning his home and trying to strike up a conversation with the mailman, SpongeBob...
Oh, yeah. That is very accurate. We definitely clean our house with a sponge.
To cleaning his home and trying...
Yep. We definitely clean our house with a sponge. Accuracy. The accuracy is on point.
Trying to strike up a conversation with the mailman, SpongeBob does everything he can to put off his essay. Then things take a pretty dark turn. After the TV news calls SpongeBob out for not working on his essay, we get a scene where the newsfish comes right out of the screen in a pretty off-putting shot.
Excuse me.
But it's not until the power goes out that shit really hits the fan.
Hey, SpongeBob over here. Come on, take a seat. Put your feet up and relax.
I don't want to. I don't want to at all. I want to run away from you this instant, like right now. Like right now.
Relax.
This chair sequence is creepy as hell and freaked me out a lot as a kid. Soon after...
Freaked you out? What kind of a kid are you? It made me laugh. How can this freak you out?
We get SpongeBob running down his hallway, which leads him right to his desk, but now he's tiny. Everything about this feels like a fever dream. His pants run away from him, his clock says some menacing things, and to finish it off, his house catches on fire. We're left with one more creepy scene where his pineapple home starts to talk.
Why did you set me on fire, SpongeBob?
How is this? Come on, if you were scared of this, you embarrassing. You live in North Korea still.
Why didn't you just write your essay?
Eventually, it's revealed that SpongeBob was just dreaming. This is a super relatable episode about procrastinating. I've been there, you've been there, happens to all of
There's no we. We. Let's step back from we a little bit, okay? There's no we in here. There's no we.
But the way that SpongeBob's procrastination comes to haunt him here is extremely spooky. If you're still in high school, maybe just write your papers so your house doesn't talk.
He's in high school.
Rock bottom. A trip back home from Glove World.
You know what? I'm gonna talk like this guy.
Goes wrong and leaves SpongeBob stranded in Rock Bottom, a dark and scary
Okay,
sort
yeah.
of underworld, a Bikini Bottom, where he has to figure out how to get back home. Rock Bottom is an iconic episode.
But what is
and
that?
It's also referred to as one of the scariest for a multitude of
Very
reasons.
scary.
Once in Rock Bottom,
Very
SpongeBob
scary.
is greeted by tons of scary creatures, including one who
Okay.
seemingly tries to steal his balloon. The setting of Rock
Excuse
Bottom
me,
and
it's my balloon. How dare you steal my balloon? How dare you? I will come and haunt you in your dreams at night while you're sleeping. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop talking like this.
terrifying. It's dark, drab, and has this haunting presence. After missing the bus about a dozen times, SpongeBob resorts to the bus station for help, where he goes to the back of the line where we get, in my opinion, one of the more weird and skin-crawling visuals. One of the creatures in line coughs up a damn egg, which hatches several
Beautiful.
offspring. Soon after, the bus station closes for the night, and SpongeBob is left in the dark after his
He's
club light
pissed.
craps out on him.
This isn't your average everyday darkness. This is advanced darkness.
Kids hate the dark.
It's what? Hold on. It's what?
This is advanced darkness.
Kids hate the dark, and the way this episode is built up Rock Bottom, we're creeped out for SpongeBob. After leaving the bus station, we hear an odd noise from the background. SpongeBob fearfully runs before being cornered by a character from earlier, who gives him back his lost Glove World balloon and sends him on his way home. This episode is a perfect example of using something simple, like the dark, to frighten us and putting the viewer in this menacing world.
I swear to God, this was not scary at all. Literally at all. Literally at all. Like at all.
It's a nostalgic 12 minutes of prime and creepy SpongeBob. SB 129. SB 129 might be the most discussed SpongeBob.
And why is this guy? This guy's literally repeating the music in the background the whole time. It's quite annoying. Quite. Don't you have different music like din din din? No, come on.
Episode. Theories are always floating around as to what this episode means exactly. In this episode, we see Squidward try to escape SpongeBob and Patrick, who want to go jellyfishing. Squidward just wants to play his clarinet in private, and decides to sneak
Yeah,
into
you're
the foolish
horrible.
Krusty Krab to play. After SpongeBob and Patrick follow him there, he hides in the freezer, but he's locked inside for 2,000 years. I believe
No, it's the meme. Alright? Future me, play it, okay?
what follows is one of the darkest themes that SpongeBob has ever presented. After arriving in the future and meeting SpongeBob and Patrick's descendants, Squidward hops into a time machine to go back to the past. Instead,
Why is
he goes
Patrick,
too far into the past and meets
two
caveman
heads?
versions of SpongeBob and Patrick. He teaches them how to jellyfish, but is chased off by them after irritating them with his music. Squidward freaks out and breaks the time machine, which sends him to nowhere. There's nothing. It's exactly what Squidward wants. After saying that he's found a place where he can be all alone, we get this eerie sequence. Squidward panics. He's too alone.
Never play that in my ear ever again. I have these bad boys turned up to the max. Don't ever play that horrible sound again. Horrible.
Squidward panics.
Yeah, we get
He's
it.
too
We
alone.
get it.
This episode tackles what people fear, and what I believe some don't realize they fear. Autophobia. The fear of being alone. Squidward realizes that even though he wants peace and quiet, this nothingness realm is worse than being annoyed by SpongeBob and Patrick. There's a great video by Carson Runquist that goes over this episode. Also, in the comments of that video, there's a great comment left talking about how since Squidward showed caveman SpongeBob and Patrick how to jellyfish, he in turn years later caused his own prison. SB 129 is such a thought provoking and dark episode for a Nickelodeon show, and one that is hard not to mention when it comes to the darkest and scariest episodes of
Really?
SpongeBob history.
Really?
Thanks for watching,
Really?
and stay safe this Halloween.
Really?
I'll catch you at the next one.
I'm sure y'all never, ever thought this was scary. Ever. Until this guy comes in and ruins it for us. I'm sure y'all never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever thought it was scary. Ever. Right? I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace and thank you. Bye. Blah, 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 blah.